What's going on, my fellow Kino Lords? So today is a very special day. The time has finally come for all of us, Perry, Eric, and myself, to unveil our entire Criterion collection. Now, this is a video that I've been basically teasing for like 4 or 5 months now. At this point, y'all probably thought it was never going to happen, but fucking wrong. So we have this organized in a kind of a different way. I didn't want to just go by spine number for a few reasons. One, because Perry obviously has the treasure chest of Criterions, and if he just went by spine number, he would have just stole the entire show from start to finish. But really, the main reason is because I wanted to spice it up a bit and not just do something that was, just going from 1 to whatever 5,000 or whatever, how many Criterions there are. It's gonna get a little wishy-washy with these filmmakers because we divided them by nationality. So we're gonna start with America and then work our way down alphabetically and do it that way. But some filmmakers, they were like born in a certain country, but they were mostly known for making like American films. So sometimes it's gonna get a little weird. But that's basically what we decided to do. So just keep that in mind. And by the way, we're not going to give a review on all these films. That would be insane.
Yeah, no.
10 hours.
Yeah, so we're just going to kind of run through most of them. But at the very end, we're going to be doing the box sets and then also unveiling our top 5 favorite Criterions. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, so if we're going through these films, we didn't separate our top 5 throughout the stacks. So you're going to see perhaps our top 5 throughout the video. But later on, we'll just pull them out of the stack and then say, hey, this was actually my favorite one. All right, that's enough precursors. Let's get right down to it. Let's start it off. I'm going to let Perry start off with almost all of them just because he has the most Criterions. But let me get my stack.
Oh, and we're also going to unveil the amount each of us has in our Criterion collection at the end. Starting off, Robert Altman's Three Women.
Robert Altman film.
Robert Altman.
Robert Altman film. Shout out to Mitchie.
My favorite Altman.
Oh, it's such a good Altman film.
And then we have 12 Angry Men.
Oh, I don't fucking have 12 Angry Men. I've been searching for it.
Me and Perry saw it together.
Yep. And then I have Ace in the Hole.
I don't have Ace in the Hole.
Billy Wilder. I know he was born in Austria, but he made most of his popular films in America. He made them in Hollywood.
I've seen one Billy Wilder film, which is The Apartment. I love that film.
I've seen... Oh, well, never mind. I'll get to it when I get to it.
Apartment's fantastic. And then following up, we have All About Eve.
I don't have that either.
Oh. And then, I know y'all don't have this, All That Jazz.
All That Jizz.
All That Jazz.
You're like, wow, this is...
I heard All That Jazz is great.
And then from Otto Preminger, again, he wasn't born in America, but we have Anatomy of a Murder.
Nice.
And then we have Terrence Malick's Badlands. Or, not excuse me.
Okay, I guess I'm next since I have, the next alphabetical.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so I have Spike Lee's Bamboozled.
I know Mike really likes that film, too.
Yeah, and Perry does not like that movie.
I don't. All right. And then let's all hold it up together, boys. Barry Lyndon.
Oh, yeah.
Masterpiece.
Currently my favorite Kubrick film. Yes, it beat Clockwork Orange. I know it's insane, but this is now my favorite Kubrick film.
It would be his best if it wasn't for 2001.
It's so satisfying when we have all the same...
Let's all hold him up again. Being John Malkovich.
Excellent Charlie Kaufman, Spike Jones joint.
And then, I know you don't have this... Oh, well, Eric has it.
Yep.
Blood Simple. From the Coen brothers.
Not their best outfit, but still good.
I haven't seen it yet.
Some people say it's their best, they're crazy.
And then, let's all hold him up again.
We all have Blowout.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's awesome.
Brian De Palma.
This is awesome, Brian
Favorite De Palma, personally.
But me too, actually.
Scarface is my favorite.
And then let's all hold him up because Carlos finally bought it. Blue Velvet.
I know what you're talking about. I never bought Blue Velvet. I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about.
Hold up the damn Criterion.
Oh, actually, I think I'm actually going to start this next one off because nobody actually owns this one.
Yeah.
So next I got David Cronenberg's The Brood. I never get to talk about this movie ever, so it's kind of like I'm a little lost for words. But I saw this movie back in film school, and it really left an impression on me. It's crazy because, like, the 2/3 of the film I thought were good, not that great, but then it really blows you away in the final act. But it's got everything you would want out of a Cronenberg film, just like body horror up the ass and a great finale.
I'm next.
I feel like that's kind of... I'm sorry, Eric. I feel like that's kind of par for the course with Cronenberg. His endings are always fantastic.
They're always insane.
They always, like, make the movie. Go ahead, Eric.
Yeah, these next two are ones that these two don't own. Camera Person. I got it during the Criterion Hall.
I hear great things about that.
And Kelly Reichardt's Certain Women.
Certain Women.
Kelly Reichardt is a great filmmaker. I really love her.
Oh, and on the next one, Chimes at Midnight by Orson Welles. If it wasn't for Citizen Kane, this would be his best work. But unfortunately, Citizen Kane exists. Not unfortunately. Not unfortunately. And let's hold it up.
Me and Perry got Darjeeling Limited.
Yeah.
Which is, by the way, I haven't seen it yet. But I just have some of the confidence in Perry's opinion and also Wes Anderson. And I'm like, I'm just going to go ahead and blind buy it.
Next, I have Dead Man by Jim Jarmusch. Have a really complicated relationship with him. The first two films I saw from him I didn't like, but I love Dead Man and I love Patterson. So it's kind of a love-hate relationship, but this is a great film. All right.
You and Eric.
Yep. Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing.
I have the next one, actually, that nobody owns here. It's Brian De Palma's Dressed to Kill. I have a review on this film. Check it out. I thought it was great.
I have Dr. Strangelove by the one and only Stanley Kubrick.
Oh, I don't own that. That's the only Criterion Kubrick I don't own.
I had to get it online.
Me and both Eric and I own Elephant Man.
Elephant Man, David Lynch.
Have you seen it?
No.
No. All right. Well, I've
seen most of Lynch's stuff. This is like one of the ones I haven't seen.
Yeah, I have a review on this too, so check it out. We all have this.
Yep.
I mean, if you don't have this in your Criterion collection at this point,
essential.
Yeah, this is Criterion essential.
Eraserhead.
Fun fact, this is actually the first Criterion film I ever bought, and I was actually wearing my Eraserhead t-shirt when I bought it.
That's right. That was an epic moment, dude.
Yeah. Didn't even plan that either. Like, literally the first thing I picked up. Fantastic Mr. Fox by Wes Anderson. It's fantastic.
I own the regular Blu-ray, so I haven't bought it yet.
Mm. And then, Eric, go ahead.
Oh, me and Perry both own Fast Times at Ridgemont High. We did this as a movie night. It was really cool. Great film.
I haven't seen it in a long time, but I remember I did like that film. It was a good movie.
5 Easy Pieces. I actually saw this in theaters. I knew nothing about this film. I just knew I had Jack Nicholson. Great film. The Game, David Fincher. And then I have George Washington.
That was a pretty rare find.
Yeah, I had struggled to find this film, and it's directed by David Gordon Green, who made Joe and the new Halloween movie.
And Pineapple Express.
And Pineapple Express.
Which is Kino.
Yeah, which is Kino, but that's such a weird filmography.
Yeah.
All right. And then I have the next one, which is Ghost World, one of my favorite films of all time.
I think I'm the only one who owns the Grand Budapest Hotel. Yeah. My favorite and the best Wes Anderson, in my opinion.
I own the Grand Budapest Hotel, but not on Criterion.
Yeah, I only own it on Blu-ray.
Oh, I wanted to get it really bad.
And then I know we all own this. Go ahead, Carlos.
Inside Llewyn Davis.
Inside Llewyn Davis.
Such an underrated Coen Brothers film. Fantastic.
Yeah, I loved it.
I love this film.
Because how could you not eventually own this film?
Irishman.
Yep. I mean, what's more to say about it? It's Scorsese, and it has De Niro, Al Pacino, and Joe Pesci.
And me and Carlos, we both own The Killing. Stanley Kubrick.
Oh, yeah. Very underrated Kubrick film.
I can't wait to buy that.
Yeah, you saw it recently, right?
I saw it and I loved it.
I have a review on this. Please check it out. I'm gonna be saying that a lot throughout this video. Oh, both me and Perry. Last Temptation of Christ. Another underrated Scorsese film. And me and Perry yet again. Life Aquatic. You don't own Life Aquatic, Eric?
No.
Oh, shit, man. Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. This is my personal favorite Wes Anderson film.
I have Make Way for Tomorrow, which was inspired by Ozu's Tokyo Story. No, that actually inspired Ozu's Tokyo Story. And then I have The Manchurian Candidate. And I also have...
I have this one movie by Miranda July, Me and You and Everyone We Know.
Oh, okay.
It's all good.
And then I have Mikey and Nikki.
I too have Mikey and Nikki.
Nice.
Who's that directed by again?
Elaine May. It's a fantastic film.
I've seen her film The Heartbreak Kid. Surprisingly, I have not seen Mikey and Nikki.
She also did The Birdcage, which is a pretty funny film. And I also have Minding the Gap.
documentary, right?
Yep.
Both me and Perry have a Mishima, Life in 4 Chapters, which is honestly, arguably, one of the best Criterion covers ever. It's beautiful.
Yep.
Paul Schrader film, wonderful film.
Fun fact, Paul Schrader said that Taxi Driver was the best film he ever wrote, but he feels Mishima is the best film he ever directed.
To me, that's kind of a hot take. I don't want to say that. But I'll say that's not too far from reality for me.
And I own Moonrise Kingdom, which is my personal favorite Wes Anderson film, even though Grand Budapest is objectively his best. And then we all own...
Hold it up.
Mulholland Drive.
Mulholland Drive.
This is my first Criterion, and yeah, it's fucking a masterpiece.
I own My Own Private Idaho, Gus Van Sant, great film.
Now it's my turn. I'm really proud of this one. This is Naked Lunch from David Cronenberg. This is probably my favorite. This is my favorite David Cronenberg film. The New World, Terrence Malick film. Shamefully, I've still not seen this film yet, but I hear pretty solid things about it, so I'm excited to see it. Basically like a Pocahontas type of story, so I'm pretty excited.
And then I own Night in the City, Jules Dassin. This is from the same director as Rafifi. Wait, you don't own Night of the Living Dead, Eric?
No, I really like that movie, but I don't own it.
I do own Night of the Living Dead.
I do not either.
I also own Old Joy from Kelly Reichardt.
Perry and I have On the Waterfront, Marlon Brando film. I still haven't seen it, unfortunately, but I hear great things and I'm really excited to watch it.
And then we all own this next one.
Of course.
Paths of Glory.
Doesn't really get as talked about as some of his other works, but it's still really great.
Yet another masterpiece from the greatest filmmaker of all time.
Yes, Stanley Kubrick. For me, he's not only the greatest filmmaker of all time, but he's actually my personal favorite filmmaker of all time.
Nice.
And...
go ahead, Eric.
For, which one I'm saying?
Oh, The Player.
Oh, yeah. The Player. You want to redo it?
No, it's okay.
And I own The Princess Bride by Rob Reiner. I actually saw this in theaters for a Fathom event. Great film. Let's hold it up, Eric.
Punch Drunk Love.
Wait, where's my Punch Drunk Love?
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck is it?
Oh, boy.
1 second.
Time to have a meltdown.
So, I checked. I don't know where the fuck my Punch Drunk Love went. This is weird. Oh well, it is what it is. I love Punch Drunk Love. I bought it, and I owned it. I guess I don't anymore. So.
Damn.
Rafifi, Jules Dassin. I just mentioned him just a second ago. This is my favorite Dassin film.
I hate to do it out of order, but I caught it after the fact. You're Not Next. I have the Cotsy trilogy.
As a matter of fact, you're not next.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm not trying to be like a dick or anything. Going to Scotty's a masterpiece. That's all I have to say.
Royal Tenenbaums, Wes Anderson film. I don't know where this would rank. Probably up there though. Probably like in terms of like personal favorites, maybe third or fourth. It's really good.
I don't own it, even though I really want to. It's my ultimate comfort film. Next I have Rumblefish, Francis Ford Coppola. Great film.
Alright. I got... Oh, me and Perry both got Rushmore. Perry and I got Rushmore.
How'd you get your hands on that, Carlos?
I don't know, some asshole just gave it to me.
Oh, wow, that was really nice of some asshole.
No, Perry gifted this to me. I mean, it was during the gift exchange video,
yeah,
right?
the Kino gift exchange.
The Kino Lord gift exchange, yeah. He gifted me this and the red shoes. Spoiler alert.
Me and Perry have Safe by Todd Haynes.
Oh, so jealous. The movie's great.
Great fucking film.
I have a review. Check it out. And we all own
Shortcuts. Robert
Altman.
Shout out to Mitchie.
Probably my favorite Robert Altman film.
Next we have The Silence of the Loins. I'm sorry, Lambs. That's something we always do.
I don't actually own any S's. Fuck.
Go ahead, Eric.
Oh, we both have Some Like It Hot, a Billy Wilder movie. We did it for a movie night, and it was fucking awesome.
Go ahead, Eric.
Okay. Streetwise.
Oh, sorry. Wait a second. No, you're out of order.
I am.
You don't own Squid and the Whale?
I do.
Squid.
It is out of order.
Yeah, Squid and the Whale is next.
Yeah, Squid and the Whale's next.
Oh, I'm just fucking retarded.
It's okay.
But we both own Squid and the Whale, my first Noah Baumbach film.
I'm not cutting that. That's amazing.
Alright, and then
Okay.
next we have
Alright, Streetwise, it's my favorite documentary.
Again, it's still my turn.
You said next up and I thought you looked at me.
No! Like, next up I have Straw Dogs by Sam Peckinpah. Great film.
Okay, well, you know the fucking movie I'm gonna hold up.
Yes, Streetwise!
It's Streetwise, fellas.
So, back to Eric.
No, both of y'all.
Are you sure?
Yep. Go ahead.
Are you sure?
I'm positive this time.
Symbiote Psychotoxicplasm, another documentary.
Yeah, I guess
it is.
It is. Alright, and then next up we have The Thin Blue Line. No, it has no relationship to The Thin Red Line. Speaking of which, I own The Thin Red Line. Carlos blind bought it and gave it to me for my birthday because he did not like it. I think it's a great film.
5 out of 10 for me, I know.
No.
Okay, we all own this next one, which is Tree of Life.
Masterpiece.
Yes. It's, I think it's the only... No, besides Thin Red Line, the only Terrence Malick film that I've seen. Masterpiece. 10 out of 10.
It's the only Terrence Malick I've seen.
I also have a review on this.
Oh, and Eric's next.
True Stories, David Byrne. A really wholesome movie that is really quirky and weird. Everybody check it out.
Still Eric?
Okay. Twin Peaks, Fire Walk With Me. Watch Twin Peaks if you haven't already. This is probably one of David Lynch's most disturbing films.
I haven't seen Twin Peaks yet, so I don't own it.
Go ahead, Carlos. I know you want to do the honors.
Oh, yes. Whoosh. Uncut Gems. Safdie Brothers' magnum opus, in my opinion.
They've
So
only
good.
released like 3 movies.
It's magnum opus.
Next, we have Watership Down.
Oh, nice. Watership Down. Fantastic animation.
That's all my Americans.
Me too.
The last one is Virgin Suicides by Sofia Coppola. It's like the only film that I would say is a really good movie by Sofia Coppola.
Alright.
Oh, but you haven't seen Lost in Translation yet. That's a great film.
That's true, I haven't seen it. Okay, so I own the only Australian film of the bunch.
Shout out to Mitchie.
Yeah, Picnic at Hanging Rock. This is probably my least favorite Criterion, but I would still say it's worth owning. Argentinian film, La Ciénaga. Haven't seen it, unfortunately.
Alright. Austrian film. It's going to be mostly Michael Haneke. Code Unknown. This is a film that I don't think a lot of people have... Well, at least people don't want to talk about, but it's a really interesting
I personally really love it.
Yeah.
I have a big connection with it. One of my favorite movies, Funny Games, because I'm fucking weird. No, this is a great film.
And I personally prefer the Austrian version to the American.
Me too, I actually prefer this one.
Hot take, I prefer the American version.
I'm just going to say it. This is my favorite movie of all time, The Piano Teacher.
Oh, wow.
Mikhail Haneke.
Surprisingly, not Caché, his best film.
Yep, that's my favorite Mikhail Haneke film.
Next, we move on to Canada.
No, this is Belgium.
Belgium, okay.
Ooh.
Okay, my only Belgium film, Rosetta. This is made by 3 directors, and they're all from Belgium. So I looked it up, and Cronenberg he's actually known as a Canadian filmmaker.
Oh, shit. Well, I did Naked Lunch in the American section.
I'm
well,
sorry.
It's okay.
Okay, so first, Crash. Crazy ass movie. Naked Lunch.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So I wasn't the only one that owned that. I was really proud of that.
And then Videodrome.
Death to Videodrome.
Death to Videodrome. What is this?
Some shit like that.
Death to Videodrome. Long live the new flesh.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Long live the new flesh.
Next, we have China.
China. I love China.
I have Jackie Chan's Police Story 1 and 2. Eric, my friend Jeremy, we all went to go see the first Police Story at our local art theater. It was an awesome experience. And I also have Bruce Lee's Greatest Hits. This is childhood for me.
Now it's time for Czech Republic, or no,
Czechoslovakia.
Czechoslovakia when this film came out, now known as the Czech Republic. The Cremator. Fantastic film. I have a review for this. I gave it a 10 out of 10 because I do think it's a masterpiece. Way ahead of its time. Now, we're still on Czech. And Eric has another Czech film.
Yeah, Valerie and Her Week of Wonders. This is one of the first Criterions I ever bought, and this is a really great artsy movie.
I'm really curious to watch that. Now we're at Denmark.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, here it is. Antichrist. Anticristo.
We're going to be talking about this on the Discord.
Yep. Was it this Saturday?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, I'm excited.
Courtesy of Cynic.
Yeah, this is such a great film.
This is actually my 6th favorite film of all time.
I have a review and a scene analysis on this film, so check both of those videos out if you can.
And next we have the film with Carlos's favorite ending, Breaking the Waves.
Breaking the Waves.
Yeah, just
it ain't that bad.
just for the record, I actually don't like the ending to this movie, but I decided to buy it anyway because 2/3 of the movie is pretty great, so might as well.
And then I actually have another one for Austria. Carl Theodor Dreyer's Passion of the Joan of Arc. Not
Austria, Denmark.
Denmark, excuse me, my bad.
Sorry.
Denmark. I have another one for Denmark. Yeah, Passion of the Joan of Arc.
I really want to see that movie, dude.
Masterpiece, dude. France.
France.
Start us off, Eric.
Al Hazard Baltazar. I'm sorry if I butcher that. Robert Bresson? Yeah. Unfortunately, haven't seen it yet.
Oh, we both have the 400 Blows.
400 Blows. So does Eric. Yep.
Yeah, we all have it. Technically, this should have been first. I don't know why I told him to go.
Betty Blue. Charlotte keeps telling me to watch it. Our friend Charlotte, still haven't seen it.
Blue is the warmest color.
I don't own that.
The director was born in Tunisia, but I think he's a citizen of France now. So it's a French film. It's French.
Get over it. Get real.
Get real.
All right.
All right, you to go next, Eric.
Yeah.
Breathless by Jean-Luc Godard. My favorite film by him.
Yep, same here.
Probably his best film. Probably.
Boom. Children of Paradise. 10 out of 10 film. So fucking timeless. And just fantastic film overall.
Absolutely.
I have a scene analysis on this film as well. I did it for college and I got 100 on it, so it's probably good. I mean, I don't know. I don't know anything about grades, but that seems pretty good. Oh, shit. I'm the only one that owns this film. Elevated to the Gallows. Another film that I watched in film school. And only seen it once, like 5 or 6 years ago, but it actually did leave quite the impression on me. Really cool score from Miles Davis, I believe. Just really cool stuff. And we all own this glorious film, Eyes Without a Face. Wonderful film. Very dark, but also beautiful at the same time. Yep.
Me and Eric own this next one. We have Fantastic Planet.
Oh, I own it too. Here you go.
Oh, okay. There we go.
There we go.
I
own Fat Girl. We've discussed this on the Discord.
I love
think
that
it's great.
movie. It's a great film.
Oh, wow.
Disturbing as hell, but it's a good movie.
Am I the only one that owns this? What?
No, I own it.
Oh, I was about to say.
I just got it a little mixed up.
Okay.
Wait, I think I also got it mixed up. I'm sorry. Yeah, I did. Because I'm stupid. Lahane. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right.
No.
But it's a great film.
It's okay.
That's okay.
Lahane. Yeah, great film.
Lahane.
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 La Chicken Hen.
Irma Vep. It's like the only movie that I've both seen. And I don't know. I heard that he's super hit or miss. Jan Dielman, Chantal Ackerman, Essential Art House. It's also one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's a 3-hour and 20-minute movie where most of the movie is depicting a woman cleaning her house, but it is actually very profound and really engaging.
And I think I'm the only one that own Jules and Jim from the same director of the 400 Blows, Francois Truffaut.
La Piscine. Our friend Lil Souffle keeps telling me to watch it. I haven't seen it.
Oh, I've seen it. It's great. It's fantastic.
Excited to check it out.
Oh, Carlos.
Oh, sweet. A Man Escaped. Another film I watched in film school, and I really like this film all around. The sound design, the direction, everything is just quite incredible. So there you go, boys. Portrait of a Lady on Fire. Masterpiece from Celine Sciamma. Modern masterpiece. Fantastic.
Le Samurai.
Chocolat?
Le Samurai à Chocolat.
Fantastic film from Jean-Pierre Melville.
Is it? Oh. The Wages of Fear. Very.
Sorry, I'm nervous.
I'm very nervous too.
Yeah, excellent film. Another film that I watched in film school, and it was fantastic. So there it is. Oh, I actually get to end the segment. No, I don't.
No, I get to end this.
Oh,
wait, yeah.
Oh well, I thought I had something there. Weekend from Jean-Luc Godard. This is a film that at first I liked, but really not that much. but it really grew on me, and it just seemed like an awesome film to own. It's just so out there, so ridiculous, but also artful and weird.
Vivre Save. Again, I'm probably pronouncing it very wrong, but it's another Jean-Luc Godard film that is great.
Nice. Now we're going to Germany, right? Let me get my German films.
Korea, then Mexico, if I'm not mistaken.
What do you mean?
Oh, Korea and then Mexico? Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Right?
Yeah, JK element, yep.
What do you mean Korea?
Korea and then Mexico.
South Korea.
Oh.
I just said Korea.
North Korea, South Korea.
Well, yeah, I mean,
They're pretty much the same
North
country.
Koreans are making cinema, so...
No, they're not. No, they are definitely not.
Oh, they're making cinema, right?
It's
just propaganda.
Yeah, it's propaganda.
Okay, so I'll have to remember to put that with S.
So now we're moving on to Germany.
Yeah.
And starting off, I have Fox and His Friends from Fassbender. Fantastic film.
Michael Fassbender making films, didn't know that. What we got? Oh, M. We all got M.
Excellent film.
Oh, this is so good. I mean, I originally gave it like a solid or strong 9, but I am highly considering just giving this a 10. I have a review on it. Please check it out.
Next, we have the best thing shot in Texas since JFK. Paris, Texas.
Just kidding. We all love JFK.
Yeah. We all love JFK. All right. Now we're moving on to Iran. Wonder what prolific director is from Iran. Of course, we're going to be talking about Abbas Kiarostami, and I'm starting it off with 24 frames. Blind bought this, still haven't seen it, but I'm excited. Go ahead, Carlos. I know you want to.
Oh, yes. Next one we got is Certified Copy. I think this film is fantastic. Actually, it's more than fantastic. It's a masterpiece. It's a 10 out of 10. Not only do I have a review on it, but I have an analysis video on it. Please check it out. Just wonderful film. Beautifully written, beautifully directed, beautifully acted all around. Just wonderful stuff. Yeah. Really loved it.
Juliette Binoche is a fucking... She's amazing.
She's a goddess walking on Earth.
Yes.
Go ahead, Eric. I know you want to.
Okay. Close up. Another Abbas Kiarostami. Probably one of the best packaging fucking... Criterion's ever done. Like, it's just so beautiful.
The spine art is awesome, too.
Yeah, I love that font. Oh, and it seems we all have the Coker trilogy.
The Coker trilogy.
Yeah. Mine's the only one that's still sealed, bitch. I've only seen Where is a Friend's House Here, and that's such an amazing film.
You're gonna like the other two. Not as good, but still great.
Awesome.
And I believe I'm the only one that owns Like Someone.
No, I too.
Okay.
Someone in Love.
We both own Like Someone in Love. And then this next one's all me, boys, because y'all know I have to do it. Yeah. Taste of Cherry.
AKA Taste of Perry.
Yeah. Yet another masterpiece. For anybody that if y'all didn't notice, I own every Kiarostami film on Criterion. Mm-hmm. Well, obviously the ones that are released on Criterion. Mm-hmm. But this is one of my favorite films of all time. Absolute masterpiece. I think it's his best film in my personal opinion.
Italy. I don't have any Italian films, so y'all can take it away.
Go ahead, Eric.
Okay, me and Perry both have Bicycle Thieves, essential Italian kino.
Mm-hmm. Italian neorealism at its finest. And next I have The Great Beauty from Paolo Sorrentino, who just released The Hand of God. If you haven't seen it, it's on Netflix. Check it out. Basically, The Great Beauty is like a modern-day La Dolce Vita, just not nearly as good as La Dolce Vita, but still really good.
Yeah, I've seen The Hand of God. I thought that was a pretty great film.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. La Strada by Federico Fellini. This is one of my favorite movies. I think it's fucking great.
Individual Fellini spines.
Scrub Lord.
Scrub Lord.
La Ventura. I can't pronounce the director's name, but it's Antonini.
Yeah.
Mr. Panini.
Michelangelo Antonini.
Okay, I'm glad a turtle directed.
It's from the same director as.
That was the latest joke ever.
No, that was actually good.
La Ace Ventura, directed by a turtle.
Okay, so I'm gonna be the only one who owns this film, Solo, or the 120 Days of Sodom. I think it's great. I know, like, it's popular to shut on it. It has one goal, and it really succeeds in what it does. And, yep.
I have a review on that film. I did not give it a fresh rating. I didn't think it was terrible. I didn't think it was really good. It's just kind of in the middle on it.
Me and you are actually on the same page on that one because I also gave it a 5. Next, we have yet another Vittorio De Sica film, Umberto D. Great film. Very depressing. Gotta love it.
That's Perry-core, as we like to say.
Perry-core. Moving on to Japan, I believe.
Okay. That's actually...
Yeah, I think it's
you first, actually.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I was pointing to you.
So, Death by Hanging. I don't know the director's name by heart, but he made, fuck, I can't remember that name either. But check it out. It's good. It's really dark.
It's good shit.
It's dark comedy.
Next up, we have The Flavor of Green Tea Over Rice from Ozu, one of my favorite filmmakers.
I love that title.
Yet another Ozu film.
My turn, actually.
Oh, sorry.
Gate of Hell.
Oh, sorry.
It's a very offended over here. This was actually Jen's blind buy. We still haven't seen it yet, but at the time when she bought this, I did not know that this was the same filmmaker from A Page of Madness, so now I'm even more excited to see it.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
And next up, we have yet another Ozu film, Good Morning, my personal favorite Ozu film, The Redemption Arc. Oh, you don't own it?
I don't own it.
Oh, wow. Okay. Go ahead, Eric.
High and Low by Akira Kurosawa. Shout out to our friend Cynic, who really loves this movie.
Yeah,
so does Perry.
Masterpiece.
Yeah, this used to be one of my really hot takes, but I used to not like High and Low like much at all. But then I rewatched it, and I actually really like it. It's honestly at least an 8 out of 10 when before it was like a lower 5. So drastic difference now.
Howsu? Shout out to Perry. He gave me a shirt of the cover of this Criterion.
Can we agree?
Awesome.
Can we agree this is one of the best Criterion covers? Like top 3, top 5.
Easily.
The back is awesome too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. All right. Next up, we have Ikiru from Akira Kurosawa. This is my personal favorite Akira Kurosawa film. It's funny because like every time I watch a Akira Kurosawa film, another one, I'm like, this is my favorite, and then I watch another masterpiece from him, I'm like, this one's my favorite. But I think, like, this is my definitive favorite. I don't see anything topping Akiru.
Yeah, that was your patron request of December, and I really loved it. That's my personal favorite Akira Kurosawa.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dank. Go ahead, Carlos. I know you're dying to.
Oh, yes. Next up, we have Kuroneko. Such a great classic Japanese horror film. It's actually like a horror romance, and the romance is quite effective and compelling as well. Same director as Onibaba, but fantastic stuff.
Lady Snowblood. This is popular for inspiring movies like Kill Bill.
You can just tell by the cover.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Late Spring, yet another Ozu film. Great film.
All right.
All right. Yet another Kanito Shindo film we all own, Onibaba.
Onibaba, another fantastic film. I actually like this film more than Kuroneko. I have a review on this film and a review on Kuroneko. The ending to this film, it's just masterful stuff in my opinion. Like, that's how you do ambiguities, is presented in this film.
I was actually telling Carlos and Eric to check out this film for so long.
Yeah.
Because I was the one that discovered Kanito Shindo. Next up, we have Rashomon, the film that Ridley Scott ripped off to make The Last Duel. I'm kidding. He just made a lesser version of it.
I haven't seen Rashomon, so I can't speak, but I actually really enjoyed The Last Duel. That was on my top 20 of 2021.
That's nice. Go watch the better version of Rashomon. But this is a great film. We have Seven Samurai, Spine number 2. Yet another masterpiece from Akira Kurosawa.
The Seven Samurai.
Right. Well, now it's yours.
Yep, it is. Both Eric and I own Tampopo. You owned this before I did, right? You've seen it before I did, right?
Yeah. It's been like a couple of years since I've seen it. It's really great, though.
Yeah. I blind bought it and watched it, and I loved it. It's really funny, romantic, and just weird, but fantastic.
Very weird.
Next up, we have Throne of Blood, which is a Akira Kurosawa film that I blind bought. And typically I don't blind buy, but I feel like it's Akira Kurosawa. It's a safe bet. I still haven't watched it yet, though. Tokyo Story, which was inspired by Make Way for Tomorrow, which I also own. This is a great film from Ozu, because everything he makes is great. Right, and then next up we have Ugetsu from Kenji Mizoguchi. Really great film. I'm excited to check out Sanso the Bailiff, which is also on Criterion.
Here we go. Woman in the Dunes. Shout out to Cynic, because I think he watched him before any of us did.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he really loved it. He was pushing it for so long, and it did not let us down. This is a wonderful film overall. Slow burn, psychological kind of film. Really good stuff.
I think it's a masterpiece, and we actually discussed it for our Discord.
Mm-hmm.
And before we move on, last but certainly not least, I have the Yojimbo and Sanjuro dual pack.
Both pretty awesome films. I reviewed both in one video.
We're on to Mexico.
You already did this?
South Korea.
Oh shit!
Yeah, like I said, I just picked it up as Korean too.
All right. Okay. Let's put this down right here. What is it doing here?
What was it?
Go and see. All right, so now we're on to Mexico, and the first one up on the chopping block, Amores Perros. Wonderful film. I think we all agree this is a 10 out of 10, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
masterpiece.
I fucking love this movie.
I would say it's his second best film behind Birdman.
Alejandro González Iñárritu.
Yeah, I would
Probably his second best, so my personal favorite.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe Eric bought this for me for Christmas, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so I was so happy. I'm next, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. So next we have Konoha, Shameful Memory. This is a film that my dad really loves, and I learned that it had a Criterion release, and I blind bought it. Still haven't seen it, but I'm gonna watch it one day. And then I'm up next still. Wow, awesome. The Devil's Backbone, which is a Guillermo del Toro film. I liked it, but really wasn't that huge on it. I think I'd probably give it a 6 or something. He's definitely done better work, like Pan's Labyrinth, clearly. And still me. Awesome. I own the Mexican section. The Exterminating Angel, which is a Luis Buñuel film. This is a film that I also blind bought based on my dad's recommendation. Again, like, I liked it, but I really wasn't huge on it. I know a lot of people are, but I'd probably give it, like, a 6 out of 10. Maybe a soft 7, maybe upon rewatch, but I wasn't that huge on it. Alright, then next, Eric and I have Japón, which is a Carlos Regadas film. Watched this recently, and it was for the Discord, and we all pretty much liked it except for this guy right here.
I gave away my copy. I actually blind bought it, and I'm going to trade Mike for La Ciénaga, but I still haven't watched La Ciénaga yet.
Okay. Yeah, this is a really weird and out there film. It's kind of slow, but I really liked it.
Diet Taste of Cherry.
It's not. Alright, up next, both Perry and I own Pan's Labyrinth. By far, Guillermo del Toro's best work to date. Just fantastic filmmaking from start to finish. We all know how great Pan's Labyrinth is. Have a review on it. Check it out. And
next up, I have Roma from Alfonso Cuarón. Excellent film. I can't wait to rewatch it.
All right, and up last we have Y tu mamá también. Such a fantastic film. Gael Garcia Bernal, Diego Luna, fantastic. I forgot her name, but the woman that plays Mercedes in Pan's Labyrinth is also in this film. She really gives it her all. Really great stuff. Cuarón's best film, in my opinion. I just want to say, Perry, it's really awesome that I actually own more Mexican films than you do. I gotta have at least one section, or more films than you do.
That, and I have the lighter skin, so
yeah.
if I own more than you, it would be pretty embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean, even though that we're both half Mexican, I think that me owning more Mexican films further proves that I am officially more Mexican than you are.
I'm not even gonna deny it. Sure, that's the truth. Yeah, that's the truth. The Netherlands. Wonder which filmmaker has a film. Dutch filmmaker has a film in the Criterion Collection.
Wait, what? What is that? Vanishing?
Yeah. Where's your copy?
1 second. Alright, go on then.
That's not even a Dutch accent. What the hell are you doing?
Go on then, Perry.
Alright. Next up we have The Vanishing from George Sluizer. He's the only Dutch filmmaker, I think, in the Criterion Collection. I could be wrong.
Got a review on this film. Really, really great film.
Stanley Kubrick actually said it was the scariest film he's ever seen.
Nice.
It is bone chilling. That's for damn
It is.
sure. Oh my god.
It's horrifying in a more rooted to reality kind of way.
Yep.
Oh, fuck.
Next up, we have Poland. And of course, we started off with that Poland piece of shit, Roman Polanski. This is Cul-de-sac. Really good movie. You should check it out.
I'm sorry, we did it a little out of order, because I just realized late that I have The Double Life of Veronique by Polish director Krzysztof Click.
C comes before D.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, and Come and See, which you also own. Well, that's not Polish.
We are just... We're very smart people.
Go ahead, Eric, on this next one.
Oh. Rosemary's Baby, Roman Polanski. It's my favorite Polanski, and made by a piece of shit, but it's a great film.
This was actually gifted to me by Carlo right before it went out of print. Right before it went out of print, bitch. Alright.
Oh, do we all have the...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this is up next. The Three Colors trilogy.
Kieślowski.
Yeah. I've only seen Three Colors Blue, but I'm very confident I'm also going to love the rest because I really love Three Colors Blue.
I've seen this entire trilogy. It's fucking great.
I only have to watch Three Colors White, and then I'll be done with it.
So now we got Romanian films, and we're going to start off with a masterpiece, 4 months, 3 weeks, 2 days. We would all give this a 10 out of 10, right?
Yep.
Yes, absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah. Christian Mungia? I forgot.
I don't know.
Somebody explained to me the correct...
Mungiu.
Mungiu. We'll go with that. I think that's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, just excellent film. Excellent film.
Or maybe it's Mungi. I don't know.
Munguillotine.
Alright.
Alright, then we've got...
Oh, you got
it. I got another Christian Mungia film. Beyond the Hills. I blind bought this film purely based on the fact that I love 4 months, 3 weeks, 2 days. Haven't seen it yet, but I hear great things. Hopefully one day I'll be able to watch it. Up next, we all got Graduation. This was I think this was my blind recommendation early on.
It was the
Discord.
first one.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
The first one we ever did on our Discord.
It was a strong one.
Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah. And we all love this film to death.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Next up, we have Scotland.
Scotland, which is Ratcatcher from Lynn Ramsey. Really, really great film. Film that's kind of hard for people to watch because I don't even think it's streaming anywhere. You can pretty much only watch it by buying the Criterion. I don't know if it's streaming on the Criterion channel now, but really great stuff. Alright, now we're moving on to South Korea. And
wonder what prolific director is from South Korea.
There it is, right there.
Memories of Murder.
Memories of Murder, Bong Joon-ho.
Amazing film.
Legendary filmmaker at this point. Legendary film.
And go ahead, Eric. Oh, wait, no. I guess I'm the only one that owns Parasite on Criterion.
Yep.
Yeah, I own the normal blue.
I
Blu-ray.
plan on buying it next time.
You know what's funny is I own the normal Blu-ray, but I really wanted this edition because A, it's Criterion. If it's not Criterion, get it out of my sight. B, I really want to check out the black and white version. That sounds awesome. I'd love to see that.
So next is Soviet films.
Yeah. We know the Soviet Union is not a thing, but the Soviet Union was a thing when these
The films
films
came out.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, that's right. You don't have this movie, right?
I don't know.
Okay. Andrei Rublev by the one and only Tarkovsky. We just discussed this on the Discord, and me and Perry gave it a 10 out of 10.
Yeah. Masterpiece. Probably the best. No, I would say it's the best thing we've ever reviewed on the Discord.
Yeah, it's my number one for the Discord.
One.
I also really liked it. I gave it an 8 out of 10, which is a
Carlos
lot for me.
Carlos liking a Tarkovsky film?
That's sus.
I technically liked Mirror, but I'm more on an objective level than like personal enjoyment.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's fair.
Next up, we have The Ascent from the wife of the director of Come and See.
Elam Kilimov or something like that.
And speaking of Come and See...
is it finally time?
Yep.
Come and pee.
Come and Pee.
C-U-M-N-P.
Oh man, this is such an amazing and just gritty and just disturbing film. The third act of this film will just like traumatize you for good. Just really brilliant filmmaking.
I actually had the luxury of watching this on the big screen. My first time ever seeing Come and See. Eric was like, hey dude, go watch Come and See. They're playing at the blah 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 theater. I'm not going to say the theater. And I went and I was absolutely blown away by the film.
I saw it on my laptop on fduffmovies.com. That was my first experience with it.
And before we move on, I know we're not supposed to talk a lot, but in the Discord we had a 1980s bracket of the films that we consider to be the best films, and the final match was Come and See versus Brazil, and I was like heated that Come and See won over Brazil. I personally think Brazil is overall a more impressive and better film than Come and See. But I only said that because I want to hear what everybody thinks about that matchup in the comment section.
Yeah.
Like, what would you vote for over which film? Because they're both excellent films.
Brazil or Come and See? Let us know down in the comments.
Yep.
All right. Moving on to one of the greatest filmmakers of all time, Andrei Tarkovsky. And we're starting it off with Ivan's Childhood. Great film, but he would go on later to make masterpieces. Such as...
The Mirror. His fucking first masterpiece, right?
I
Or
would
no? Rublev. The Rublev came out before.
Rublev was
Okay.
first.
Mirror is a 7 for me.
Oh.
Soft 7.
And then a film we actually saw in theaters. We saw this on the big screen, Solaris.
Oh.
And we even have a review for it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's my least favorite Tarkovsky, but it's still a great film.
I actually like Solaris. I also give that like a 7 maybe. I originally gave it an 8, but I'd probably now give it a solid 7, strong 7. I liked it.
I'd say my least favorite so far has been Ivan's Childhood, but that's still a great film.
I haven't seen that one.
All right. And then, go ahead, Eric. I know you're dying to.
Yep, Stalker, Andrei Tarkovsky's true masterpiece in my opinion.
Magnum opus.
I know some people would say Mirror, but personally it's Stalker for me.
This is definitely his magnum opus.
I have a review for that film, but I was really trying to be objective as possible because I personally didn't really enjoy Stalker all that much, like on a personal level. So like if it was based on purely personal enjoyment, it'd probably be like a lower 6. But on an objective level, I mean like the filmmaking, the technique, and the craft, and you can't deny that in terms of filmmaking. It is pretty great.
If it was an Adam Sandler movie, you would probably given it a higher rating.
Of course. What do you mean? Why wouldn't you? That's the question. Okay, so we're now moving on to Swedish films. You have a UK stack.
Yeah, because,
Oh, shit.
You own
I own the box set.
yeah.
I keep forgetting that Perry owns the box set.
Perry, they have Fanny and Alexander. Aren't you going to get that? I own the box.
I own the box set.
All right, then.
One of the finest moments of the Criterion.
Yes.
All right, then. So I'll go first with Haksan, a film that I blind bought, like, on my early Criterion hunting days, and still have not seen it, but I hear great things, so I'm excited to watch it. And then both Eric and I have Persona.
Persona 5.
But he has the awesome fucking, whatever you call the...
Digibook.
The Digibook. I have this worthless version, unfortunately. But fantastic film. I have a review on it. It's a, timeless classic.
Although the Digibooks tear up easier.
I know.
Yeah, that's
my solo copy is like super torn up. I hate it.
The only Digibook I would say go out of your way and own is like Repo Man. The rest I would say just get a regular classic case. Yeah. All right.
And next, both Eric and I have The Seventh Seal. Great film. Everybody knows The Seventh Seal is a great film.
Another
Borger man.
Virgin Spring, obviously another Borger man. Perry keeps telling me to watch it. I will watch it. It sounds really interesting.
Watch Kid with the Bike and watch Virgin Spring.
Okay.
And then I got the last Borgman film, Wild Strawberries. Also have a review on this, and it's a really well written film. It's existential and mature and great stuff.
And moving on to Taiwan, we have one of my favorite films, A Brighter Summer Day, one of the greatest films ever made, masterpiece.
I also reviewed this film, and I think it's fantastic. I believe I gave it a 9. Really great filmmaking.
And in between, I have The Ice Storm by Ang Lee. And then next up, we have Yi Yi.
Yo-Yo.
Also known as Yo-Yo.
Yeah. Yet another phenomenal film from Edward Yang, who unfortunately was taken from us too soon.
I hope to see Tommy Brophy in the comment section commenting again about me giving Gigi a 7 out of 10. Alright, so are we on to the UK now?
Yes, and I'm going to start it off with Michael Radford's 1984. A film that I don't like as much upon rewatch. This is my least favorite film in my Criterion collection. I really love the novel, and I think it just reads better as a novel than an actual film, watching it as a film.
Black Narcissus? I probably butchered that. But yeah, unfortunately I haven't seen it, but I know Perry really loves it.
Yeah, this is from the same directing team from The Red Shoes, Michael Powell and Emmerich Pressburger.
I have to see it then.
So you know it's great.
Yeah.
Black Narcissus. It's not a film about Kanye West, I swear.
That's a good one.
Shout out to Kanye West.
Alright, go ahead, Carlos.
Brazil from Terry Gilliam. You just heard me talk about Brazil. I think it's a masterpiece, one of my personal favorite films of all time. And honestly, I think it's the greatest social satire ever made, in my opinion. It's just really, ahead of its time. Creativity is off the charts. Hilarious film. Just great stuff.
It's crazy because it's inspired by 1984, but instead of just being a rehash of, the themes dealt with in 1984, it's so much more than that.
Yeah.
It really takes those themes and really, fleshes them out. And it doesn't feel like it's just too derivative of 1984, but it's definitely inspired by 1984. But I agree with everything Carlos said.
Come to Brazil.
Come to Brazil.
Seems though I am next with Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
No, you're out of order, buddy.
Fuck,
you're out of order, buddy.
Well, move your damn hand!
Alright. Actually, Eric... No, I'm next, actually.
Yeah.
I got Don't Look Now from Nicholas Roeg. I have a review on this. It's really great stuff. And I bought this literally a few weeks before it went out of print. I put Blue Velvet back for it. And honestly, that was probably one of the best decisions I could have made. So there's that. Okay, now you may go, Perry.
Yet another Gilliam film.
Yeah.
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Really great film. I haven't seen it in so long, but it's so memorable. Just really out there stuff.
This is an awesome movie. Alright. And yet another Gilliam film we actually have a review on. We saw at our local art theater. This is The Fisher King, starring Jeff Bridges and Robin Williams.
Before The Cove.
Right before The Cove. The Cove fucked us over because me and Carlos and Jen were going to go see Natural Born Killers director's cut.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the pandemic happened.
We were also going to watch the Life of Brian. Money
Oh,
Python.
yeah. Go ahead, Eric. I know you're dying too.
Yep, I, Daniel Blake by Ken Loach. I was the first one out of the bunch to watch this movie, and I was immediately dude, you all have to watch this movie. It's really great.
And
it's a Palme d'Or winner, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, this movie just fucking breaks your heart.
Yeah, it really does.
Guess what lost to I, Daniel Blake?
What?
Graduation. Which, in my opinion, I think is the right choice.
Me too. I like I, Daniel Blake more.
Yeah. All right. Next
you
up.
like I, Daniel Blake more or Graduation more?
I, Daniel Blake.
Oh, wait, so Graduation lost?
Yeah,
lost.
He said it was the right choice.
Damn. I don't know, man. Graduation is pretty fucking good.
Dude, I don't know, though. I, Daniel Blake tore me to shreds.
Yeah.
I probably would have to agree with you because emotionally it just hit me so hard.
All right. I watched it with my mom, and she was, crying by the end of it. It was really
How could you
emotional.
not, dude?
Yeah. Next up, we have If, starring Malcolm McDowell. Interesting fact, Stanley Kubrick saw this, and this is what landed Malcolm McDowell the role in A Clockwork Orange.
That's awesome.
So without If, we wouldn't have such an iconic, memorable performance in A Clockwork Orange.
It's crazy how time and history works like that.
Go ahead.
Oh, The Innocents. This was also, I believe, a blind recommendation winner. It was my blind recommendation, right?
Shout out to Jeremy, though, because he's wanted me to watch this for over a year.
That's awesome. Well, he was right on this one because I really, really like this film. It's really haunting. It's just a really haunting kind of film in terms of its aesthetic and its narrative. It's really great stuff.
All right. Time for me to go all in because I own more UK films, of course. Next up, we have Meantime, Mike Leigh. Really good film with a really great performance from Gary Oldman, and also Tim Roth is really great in it as well. Next up, we have Midnight Cowboy from John Schlesinger. The only rated X film to ever win Best Picture. This is a masterpiece. Watch this film and study the editing. The editing is phenomenal. All right. Next up, my only Charlie Chaplin film, Modern Times. Great film. And what's funny is there's actually a clip of Modern Times used in Joker. Remember when all the wealthy Gotham elites, they were watching the silent film? That scene was from Modern Times.
Very nice.
And I know you're dying to do it, Eric. Go ahead.
Yep, Naked by Mike Lee. Just this Criterion cover alone made me be like, oh, I really want to blind buy this, and it did not disappoint. It's a really gritty, fucked up movie starring, what the fuck is his name?
David Thewlis.
David Thewlis. A great performance. My personal favorite.
Yeah, I actually blind bought this well. I believe it was on your recommendation, and I freaking loved it.
Yeah, it's great. Shout out to Senek. He also really loves that movie.
Next up, we have Night of the Hunter, the only film made by Charles Laughton because it was poorly received critically. But this is a great film. And then we have Odd Man Out, Carol Reed, the same director as The Third Man, which if you haven't seen The Third Man or Odd Man Out, please go check both of those films out. Next up, we have Rebecca from Sir Alfred Hitchcock. And then I have to do this next one, boys. Let's go. The Red Shoes, one of my favorite films of all time. Carlos actually reviewed this because it was my November patron request.
Yep, and you bought this for me for Christmas on 4K.
Yeah.
So I am truly grateful for that because obviously I really love this film.
And unfortunately I have to do this next one too because again it's one of my favorites. Repo Man from Alex Cox. In my personal opinion, this is the best Criterion cover in the collection. And the packaging,
it's up there. Yeah.
The packaging is amazing.
It's great.
Sure. This is definitely one of my favorites. Alright.
Alright, we all
Go
got
ahead,
this
Carlos. I know you're dying to do it.
Oh, yes. So next up, we got Secrets and Lies, another Mike Lee film. To me, I know it's probably a hot take, but the superior Mike Lee film. I reviewed this film. This, to me, is a masterpiece. I gave it a 10 out of 10. Just an emotional film. Beautifully acted, beautifully directed. Just really, really wonderful filmmaking from start to finish. Just really great stuff.
I would agree that it's better than Naked.
Oh, awesome.
Although, personally, like, Naked's more
okay.
Perry-core. It's more nihilistic.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
All right. Next up, we have...
That's it, by the way, for me. I'm done.
Me too.
Okay. Well, I have the last two. Next up, I have Shallow Grave from Danny Boyle. Stepping Stones to Trainspotting. Really good movie. And then, last but certainly not least, Sid and Nancy, yet another film by Alex Cox. Yeah, this is a really good film, and it's actually shot by Roger Deakins, so you know the cinematography is exquisite.
Oh, yeah.
Cinematography.
Cinematography.
Y'all know what time it is.
Box set time.
Box set time.
All right. So, let me get my box set.
Yeah, I don't know where the fuck mine is.
A box set.
I have one box set. All right, Wong Kar-wai, the box set.
Long car Y.
Yeah. I did an unboxing video for this, and trust me, the packaging inside here is absolutely beautiful. Perry bought this for me, actually, for my birthday. And I'm really grateful. I really appreciate it, dude. This was a wonderful gift. I love it.
My only box set.
My favorite Wong Kar-wai film, by the way, is In the Mood for Love.
Mine would have to... Fuck. I think it's Chungus Express at this point.
Damn, dude.
It really went up. Yep, it went up.
Yes, I love Chungus Express, dude.
I know it's chunking before some fucking idiot goes like, that's not what it's called.
It's not Chungus Express.
That's not what it's called. I know Mandarin. Get fucking good.
Get fucking good, bro.
There's people that are studying like every move we make in this video, and they're going to tell us everything we did wrong.
They're going to say that we didn't put our criterions back right.
Yeah. All right. And I'm the only one that owns this. This is Essential Fellini, the Federico Fellini box set. I just did an unboxing video for this, so please check this out. And if you've seen that unboxing video, then you know I also own Ingmar Bergman Cinema, baby.
Baby.
The greatest thing the Criterion Collection has ever released. And would you look at that? I'm wearing my Persona t-shirt. what is that? Deliberately planned.
Sheer coincidence.
Anyone that knows me knows that Ingmar Bergman is my favorite filmmaker of all time. I just think he's one of the he's the master of the master of the master. So many filmmakers owe their careers to Ingmar Bergman. Ari Aster and Robert Eggers in particular definitely heavily inspired by him.
So I'm sorry.
No, go
ahead. There's this one episode of the A24 podcast. And literally the whole episode is Robert Eggers and Ari Aster talking nonstop about Bergman. And I think Tarkovsky too, but I think it was like mostly Bergman.
Yeah, and it's great. It's a great podcast.
Yeah.
So you would say that Ingmar Bergman is your favorite filmmaker, but Stanley Kubrick is the best filmmaker of all time?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Well, is that it?
No, it's time to get to our top 5 favorite Criterion films.
Forgot about that. Yes. So it's time for our top 5
It's going to be a
favorite Criterions.
pain in the ass to sort mine out through all this.
Yeah, oh yeah. All right, so we're going to top 5 together. It's time for us to go down the line. We're going to do, each person's going to give their 5th favorite, and then we're just going down the line, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, same way. All right, so Perry, start us off with your 5th favorite Criterion.
My 5th favorite Criterion film in my collection is David Lynch's Mulholland Drive. I think this is his magnum opus. This film is an incredible masterpiece. I mean, every time I watch it, I pick up on something new. Very interpretable, just an incredibly thought-provoking and game-changing film. I personally think it's the best film of the 21st century so far. I have not seen a film I think tops it. There have been some contenders like There Will Be Blood and The Lighthouse, but in terms of objective best, I think this is the best film that's emerged from the 21st century.
Yes, and by the way, we're not taking like packaging into account. We're just like an overall like what our favorite films are.
Yeah, and this is obviously personal favorites, so this has nothing to do with our objectivity.
All right, my turn. So my 5th favorite in the collection is Y tu mamá también. Alfonso Cuarón, obviously already touched on it in the video, but just fantastic filmmaking overall. A film that actually explores sexuality and depicts sexuality in a way that's pretty much crucial to what makes a film so compelling. And for that, I just give it so much admiration and everything else too. I mean, the acting, the writing, directing. There's a lot of one-shot takes here that are just like really well directed, really well coordinated. And it's one of those films I remember when I watched for the first time, the ending is just like, it's almost like driving like a knife right through your heart. Like it's not so dramatic about it, but just like what it's implying is just like really heartbreaking. But yeah, that's my 5th favorite.
Okay, so my 5th favorite is Antichrist by Lars von Trier. This movie is obviously much known for being incredibly disturbing, and yeah, it's more than just a great disturbing film. It's also like weirdly beautiful, but also very like dark, and it just has like incredible cinematography and really great performances by especially Charlotte Gainsbourg, but obviously Willem Dafoe. Like he's great in like everything he's in, and this is just an incredibly unique movie that I'm sure all of you are familiar with by now.
My number 4 is from my 4th favorite filmmaker of all time, Abbas Kiarostami, and of course I'm talking about Taste of Cherry, or as we like to call it, Taste of Perry.
Mm-hmm.
This is a very personal film to me because this film found me in a very dark period of my life. I mean, the themes of suicide and the uncertainty of death, it really resonates with me to this day. Obviously, it really just caught my attention when I first saw it, but this film sticks with me. I think the acting, the editing, the direction is all just masterful. The sound design is just incredible. I mean, I've never seen suicide explored in such a thought-provoking and substantive and nuanced way until I watched Taste of Cherry, and I don't think it's been explored as well in films that have come out since then. It never comes off as misery porn. It never comes off as one-sided, but it's not a cop-out film either. It's not like, oh, everything's gonna be okay, it gets better, and all this other shit. Mm-hmm. All this other lip service we're fed on a daily basis The ending's incredibly thought-provoking. The film in general is just incredibly thought-provoking, and that's why it's my fourth favorite.
My fourth favorite is Eraserhead, David Lynch film. Yeah, this is a film that I just find so goddamn inspiring. This is a film that, like, when I first watched it, I really liked it. Like, I really, really liked it, but it wasn't until I bought it on Criterion and gave it a rewatch and reviewed it that I realized how much I'm inspired by this film, just in terms of how David Lynch went about its production. Pretty much made this film off of a shoestring-ass budget. I'm talking like, I think only $10,000, yet made it one of the most like deeply unsettling and genuinely terrifying films. The practical effects are out of this world, especially for 1970s. And it's incredibly artful. Like it's really like experimental, avant-garde, and artful, but not so much to where you like literally can't catch or grab onto any of the themes. It's like it just does it just enough to where you're able to grab onto its symbolism and the themes of what it's going for. And on top of that, as I said, it's just actually like just a horrifying film on top of that. And it's so absurd to the point where there is some comedy in it because you just can't help but laugh at its absurdity. So this film's got everything. And I'm somebody who really loves horror, and Eraserhead just really knocks it out of the park. So that's why it's my fourth favorite.
So my fourth favorite, Stalker by Tarkovsky. Yeah, obviously this film is known for a lot of things, but the reasons I love it is my favorite kinds of movies are movies that have so much atmosphere. And if you really allow yourself to get immersed in this movie and just like know what you're in for, like it, at least in my experience, it completely sucked me into the world that it's exploring, and just like all the philosophical and meditative things that happen with the characters and what they embark on. Not to mention that I think the production is just like deeply fascinating. Tarkovsky really placed himself and honestly his crewmates in danger just to make this movie, like dealing with real radiation. And yeah, it's like one of those essential art house movies, and for good reason. I really do think this movie is genuinely one of the greatest films ever made. And yeah, I understand people say it's like boring or whatever, but like if I went into it thinking it was going to be slow, and it is a slow movie undeniably, but it just completely engaged me from start to finish. It's not a movie I would just watch on any old day, but like I said, if you sit down and get immersed, it's well worth it. That's why it's my number 4.
My number 3 is from the greatest filmmaker of all time, Stanley Kubrick, and of course I'm talking about Barry Lyndon. I watched this film at Eric's house, and my goodness, every shot in this film looks like a painting. This is one of the most gorgeous films I've ever seen. But beyond that, of course, since it's directed by Kubrick, the direction is nothing short of masterful. The acting, the writing, the costume, the costuming, the set design, it's all just immaculate. I can't wait to rewatch it. I'm really bad about rewatching movies because I'm like boom, 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 just move on to the next one. But I'm really excited to watch it. Like I said, if it wasn't for 2001: A Space Odyssey, I would say this is Kubrick's best film. But 2001: A Space Odyssey exists, so I would say this is his second best film.
My turn. All right. We got Brazil is my third favorite in the Criterion collection. I kind of already talked a lot about why I love this film in this video, so I won't go on for too long. But as I said, the creativity of this film is off the charts insane. Not only one of the best dystopian films ever made, but also, in my opinion, the greatest social satire ever made. The comedy works on every level. Just the way the way this film explores its social themes is just, again, so creative and so out there. I don't know, like, how Terry Gilliam just was able to put this film together, but he did a phenomenal job. And, yeah, I won't talk more about it because I already talked a lot about it, but it's number 3 on my list.
So my number 3 is La Strada by Federico Fellini. Yeah, I watched this not too long ago, and I just completely fell in love with it. The main performance, I'm sorry I forget her name, she does such an outstanding job. She's like, that role is most famous for her facial expressions, and yeah, they just conveyed so much. Like I've never seen a performance that just has so many really great facial expressions, and not only that, it's just it's really like ambiguous with like its kind of morality, or at least I kind of thought it was. It reminds me a little bit of Bicycle Thieves, but in my opinion, it kind of does it a little better. And with the other co-star, because he has like an arc in this movie, and yeah, he is not a likable person, but he doesn't have to be a likable person. He's an interesting character, and he does some fucked up shit, but I don't know. I love the way the movie just focuses on these two characters and their dynamic. I think it's a really great film, and that's I'll leave it there.
My number 2 is actually out of the Ingmar Bergman box set. Which Ingmar Bergman film is it? I mean, I'm wearing the t-shirt. It's obviously Persona. Bergman has a handful of masterpieces, there's no denying, but Persona for me will always be quintessential Bergman. Definitely his magnum opus.
It's my favorite Bergman.
Without Persona, Mulholland Drive wouldn't exist, because David Lynch actually cited Persona as a heavy inspiration on Mulholland Drive, and you can see the influence because are there two women? Are they just one woman? Which female character really exists? And you can see that big similarity between Persona and Mulholland Drive. And to me, like the way I interpret it, because it is a very interpretable film, is I see it as just one woman, but I'm seeing, you know, the id, the ego, and the super ego. Very interpretable, and I love that the Ingmar Bergman cinema like box set cover is actually one of the opening shots of Persona. And interesting fact, Lux Eterna, the opening is actually sort of an homage to Persona, the way it's edited and with strobe light. It just, Bergman in the opening of Persona, he uses images from, pieces of media that inspire him. And then Lux Eterna, Gaspar Noé uses pieces of images from media that inspired him as well, such as a scene from Day of Wrath by Carl Dreyer. But I'll shut up now. Yeah, Persona is just a masterpiece. I think it's one of the greatest films ever made. And it's only an hour and 20 minutes, so...
It's awesome.
It's a short, really short film, but it says so much.
I personally like watching short films most of the time. I mean, obviously I watch all movies. I don't care, but for me, it's like a lot easier to watch a shorter movie, and if it's a masterpiece, it's like a double whammy.
Yeah.
It's really cool though. You got both Persona and Mulholland Drive in your top 5.
Yeah, that was definitely that was something I was thinking about.
All right, moving on. My number 2 is Antichrist. I mean, we've already talked our heads off about this film, but I love so many things about this film. I love the way it's shot. I love the way it captures nature and the morbid elements of nature, the morbid elements of humanity, the morbid elements of psychology. I mean, it's basically able to take all of these dark elements of humanity and cram them into a film and make it to where it just feels so cohesive, but at the same time, really out there and creative. And it's really known for its shocking and disturbing content, but this is one of those films where, it definitely goes pretty far with it, but at the same time, it doesn't feel like, it's just doing it at random. It's not only there just to shock you, it's definitely there for something more meaningful. And, even though I do believe it's like Von Trier's intention to shock the audience, that's not the sole reason why it's there. Antichrist it's such a special film to me, even though it's obviously not everybody's cup of tea. Obviously you can't just pop in Antichrist with anybody. But it's a film that I think is just beautifully made from start to finish, and it's really grown on me through the years, and that's why it's number 2.
So my number 2 is Jeanne Dielman. And
nice.
I don't want to say the rest of that. Anybody who knows this movie knows this is a very long movie where basically what happens, it focuses on one woman who cooks and cleans and does monotonous chores throughout the movie. But this is just a movie where if you pay attention to literally any of the little nuances, I feel like it just greatly rewards you. Like, this is a movie where it feels like a painting where you're watching things and you have to really interpret like these little things and just paint them as like a bigger picture. And this movie's message is just like, it really like struck a chord with me. Like, I think it does a great job like portraying how women were just seen as these housewife figures, and like how soul crushing that experience, that life can like lead if that's not really your calling, if that's not something that you want for your life. But unfortunately, it was just like things women were kind of forced upon from society. And I mean, I don't want to explain the whole movie. It's just a movie you really have to experience for yourself and get past the fact that it's a very slow movie by design. And I think the runtime and the presentation of the movie is really kind of the point of the movie. Mm-hmm. You're supposed to feel the frustration that the character goes through. And not only that, I really like the ASMR kind of sound design factor of this movie. And it's very well shot. A really great masterpiece from Chantal Akerman, and that's why it's my number 2.
All right. Well, it looks like we all have this film in our top 5. My number 1 favorite Criterion film in my collection is Lars von Trier's Antichrist.
Yes, baby.
Like I said before, this is my 6th favorite film of all time. Which is funny because this is not even my favorite Lars von Trier film. My favorite Lars von Trier film is Dogville, but Antichrist is a masterpiece. I mean, they've already spoken about it. Lars von Trier, what I find so interesting about his films is the way they're edited. Because typically, like in dramas, shots are held on actors for so long to like drain the emotion out of the scene. But the thing is, Lars von Trier's like editing is like more quick because it's not trying to manipulate the audience. It's not trying to drain the emotion out of the scene. What it's doing is it's pummeling the audience. It's not letting you like emotionally evaluate what you're seeing. It's hitting you with one thing after another. It's almost overwhelming in a sense, and I think that's one of the strong suits about Lars von Trier's films is how overwhelming they are. I credit like the way his films are edited for why he is so divisive, because it's so much to take in and it can be so jarring. Such a jarring experience. I mean, this film deals with themes of misogyny and, captures the male ego and the folly of the male ego, grief, depression. It's just such a thematically rich film, and the cinematography is exquisite. The performances are just incredible. I just think it's a perfect film, start to finish. Chaos reigns, baby.
Litness reigns.
Litness reigns.
Litness
Shout out
reigns.
to SC. All right. Well, my number 1 favorite film will probably not be a surprise for anybody watching, but it is no other than Barry Lyndon, from no other than my favorite filmmaker of all time, Stanley Kubrick. So, as I mentioned earlier, like I said that I usually like shorter films. Like, I sometimes get more excited to watch a shorter film than a long film. But Barry Lyndon's over 3 hours long, and I loved every single second of this film. I mean, every second of this film is absolutely engaging. And, it's one of those films that I feel like a lot of people kind of avoid because, on the surface it looks kind of like your average period piece, but it's a lot more than that. It's a thematically rich film. It's a great character piece. It's arguably one of the best shot films ever put to screen. There's so many scenes in this film where, again, like I know it's cliche, but it really does genuinely look like a painting. Like sometimes I'll just pull up a screenshot from this film and show it to somebody and make them guess, is this a painting or a film? And like 9 times out of 10, they say it's a painting. That's how really effective it is. And like this is one of those films like when I'm watching it, like, I can, like, there's certain scenes that occur and just the flow of the movie and the way it progresses and what's happening within the context of the film. I'm like, yeah, I know for a fact that I'm witnessing a masterpiece, and that is the case with Barry Lyndon. But yeah, just if you've been sleeping on it or if you've been avoiding it for certain reasons, as I mentioned, I highly suggest you go and check it out because I think it'll be worth your time. It's a fantastic film. It's a masterpiece in my opinion. I also have a video on Barry Lyndon for the 3 reasons why you should watch Barry Lyndon right now. So go watch that video.
And he uses Barry Lyndon as an example in his cinematography video as well.
My cinematography video, yes. Go check that out as well. That would be awesome. All
What's
right,
your number
Eric.
1?
It is The Piano Teacher.
Yes.
By my favorite filmmaker, Mikhail Haneke. This is not only my favorite Criterion, but also my favorite film of all time. And I could talk about this movie all day. First of all, Isabel's performance is my favorite performance of any movie as well. Her performance is incredibly subtle and nuanced in a way that just like it blows my mind that it even exists and she like dedicated this much. It just completely blows me away. She had to relearn like piano just to shoot the film, and I believe her co-star, the younger dude in the movie, he had to learn piano from scratch. But not only that, just it's a movie about sexual repression, which is a topic I find like really fascinating because it gets so disturbing. Mm-hmm. And like the movie is I find very disturbing, but it's not like in your face about it at all. It's one of the best character studies I think ever made. The only thing I don't like about it is not even Haneke's fault. It's the Criterion cover itself. I think they could have found a way better Criterion cover, but it's not bad.
I actually like the cover a lot.
Oh, really?
Teacher. Yeah.
It's like weirdly blurry.
Yeah.
Is that why? Oh, so it's not the shot itself.
I guess not, but I feel like they could have like chosen a shot of her facing behind the camera, because there's a lot of shots of that in The Piano Teacher, just showing like the character's distance from everybody and like the wall she puts around herself towards everybody.
I can see that.
Yeah, a really brilliant movie that has so many layers to it. Like it's crazy to even start dissecting that movie, but that's why it's my favorite film.
That's an excellent pick. We all had excellent picks.
I was going to say time to reveal the amount.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
It is time to reveal the amount we had. So, Perry, you go first, because everybody's really interested to hear how many Criterions your crazy ass had.
So, I have 154 Criterion spines, but keep in mind that includes box sets, dual packs, trilogy. So, all in all, I own 223 Criterion films.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah, that's really like epic.
That's awesome.
I'm never gonna reach that level. But I was actually surprised with how many that I had. I was actually personally proud of myself. I actually have 94 Criterions.
Are you sure it's not 93? You can't find Punch Drunk Love.
I can't find Punch Drunk Love, but damn it, I'm gonna find it. It has to be around here at some place. Yeah, I mean, or it could be left back in my old house when I moved, but I still have access to go back there, so I'm not counting it out just yet. Right now, I'm still including it.
So I have 125. That's including I only have one box set that includes the films and the Wong Kar-wai box set.
Same here.
So 125.
Wow.
I know.
This is gonna be the longest video I've ever had on my channel.
Fucking for sure.
But I hope that everybody enjoys it. Because I had a lot of fun doing this with you guys. This was really awesome. Yeah, it's just so much fun for me to talk about films. Like, if I could just do this all day, every day, I would totally do it, because I have so much fun doing it, especially with my greatest friends in the world. I love you guys so much.
I love y'all too.
You too. But, yeah, I hope that everybody enjoyed this video. I know it's a long one. I know it's a doozy, but hope you guys stuck around for the whole thing. But as always, if you really enjoy this video, you you gotta give it that thumbs up, especially for this one. Very important.
For real, this one.
Give it that thumbs up and share it amongst your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to be updated on more film-related content. Peace. Peace.